Imagine a world where a single photograph, a whispered rumor, can dismantle a career built over a decade. A world where the price of fame is your personal life and the currency of apology is your very identity. This is not a dystopian novel. This was the reality for Minami Minegishi, an AKB48 idol whose name became synonymous with one of the most shocking public penances in modern pop culture history. Her story is a stark lens into the brutal machinery of the Japanese idol industry, a system that builds up young dreams only to demand unimaginable sacrifices when those dreams dare to step out of line. This is not just a story about a scandal. It is a story about survival, about a woman who was pushed to the brink and against all odds found a way to climb back out. To understand the earthquake of Minegishi's scandal, you first have to understand the fragile ground on which the idol industry is built. AKB48 in particular operates on a concept of idols you can meet. This is not a distant, untouchable star. This is the girl next door, perpetually pure, eternally grateful, and most critically, perpetually single. Their careers are contractually tied to an illusion of availability, a fantasy for their predominantly male fan base. A dating scandal is not just a tabloid headline, it is a fundamental breach of contract with the very fans who buy the CDs, attend the handshake events, and cast the votes that determine an idol's worth. This creates a pressure cooker environment, especially for someone like Minegishi, who was never the group's frontrunner. From her early days as a first-generation member, she struggled with her place. She was the funny girl, the reliable MC who could banter and keep the stage shows lively. But behind the scenes, she was waging a war with herself. She later revealed the deep, lasting wounds inflicted by constant comparisons to other cuter idols on TV shows, where hosts would openly joke about her being less attractive. This relentless chipping away at her self-worth created a profound inferiority complex. She felt she was not a real idol, and this internal void is where her demons began to fester. Her escape became alcohol, and not just a casual drink, but a destructive daily reliance. In her own chilling recollections, she described a life consumed by it, drinking heavily every night, blacking out so frequently she would lose her memory 5 times a week. Her life became a grim cycle: finish a performance, head out to the drinking districts of Kabukicho, party until 9 in the morning, sleep through the day, and do it all over again. She admitted she was dependent, seeing the drinking establishments as a liberation from the suffocating expectations of her day job. Fellow members, like the group's manager Takahashi Minami, warned her, expressing fear for her safety. But Minegishi confessed that at the time, those concerned voices simply could not reach her. She was in a spiral, seeking solace in a world that was, unbeknownst to her, laying the groundwork for her downfall. The tabloids had already caught whispers of her partying lifestyle. Shukan Bunshin had even run minor pieces on it, but without a smoking gun, they remained as background noise. The industry, it seemed, was willing to look the other way until the illusion was shattered in the most definitive way. The catalyst came in January 2013. Shukan Bunshin dropped a bombshell expose that went far beyond rumors of partying. The article claimed Minegishi was a well-known figure in Tokyo's nightlife, a connector who possessed the contact information of numerous male celebrities and even facilitated dating parties. But the centerpiece, the allegation that carried the most weight, was that their paparazzi had captured her spending the night at the home of Shirahama Allen, a popular dancer from the boy band Exile. This was the point of no return. In the eyes of the industry and the fans, she had not just broken a rule, she had desecrated the core tenet of the idol code. The reaction from AKB48's management was swift and severe. Within a mere 24 hours, she was publicly demoted from her position as a full member of Team B to a Kenkyusei, or trainee, the lowest possible rank. It was a stunning, humiliating fall designed to publicly flog her for her transgression. But what happened next transcended industry drama and became a global moment of shock and scrutiny. A video was uploaded to the official AKB48 channel. In it, a pale, fragile-looking Minegishi faced the camera. Her head was shaved bald. Her voice was a fragile whisper, cracking with every word. "I do not want to quit AKB48, she pleaded, before bowing her head in a deep, prolonged apology that lasted an agonizing 8 seconds. She and management insisted this drastic act was her idea alone, a symbol of her utmost shame and a desperate, visceral plea for a second chance. The official line was that she was so ashamed and embarrassed that she took this extreme measure herself. However, this explanation was met with immediate skepticism and outrage from around the world. Human rights lawyers in Japan condemned the act, with one stating bluntly, "This is too much. Even a criminal defendant would not have to shave her head." The global media picked up the story, and the image of the shaven-headed young woman bowing in submission sparked a fierce debate about misogyny, exploitation, and the psychological abuse rampant in the idol system. The double standard was glaringly obvious. While Minegishi's career was being publicly dismantled, Shirahama Allen, the male idol involved, faced no visible consequences, his career continuing uninterrupted. This disparity became a central point of criticism, highlighting the deeply ingrained sexism that demanded female purity while turning a blind eye to male indiscretion. For Minegishi, the video was just the beginning of what she would later describe as the real hell. The clip went viral, aired in over 33 countries. Her shamed image was everywhere. Returning to the theater was a fresh kind of torture. She recounted the moment she met her close friends and fellow No Sleeves members, Takamina and Koji Haru, in person. She had expected something else, perhaps understanding. Instead, she was met with their shocked, horrified, and crying faces. It was in that moment she realized the profound miscalculation she had made. Her act of contrition had not brought solace. It had caused trauma to those who cared about her. She was now a global spectacle, and the walk of shame back to the stage, under the glaring lights and whispering crowds, was a daily ordeal. Yet, in a fascinating twist, her core fan base rallied. In the next AKB48 general election, a popularity contest where fans vote with their wallets, her vote count actually increased. It was a complex phenomenon, a mix of pity, loyalty, and a defiant show of support from fans who saw the punishment as excessively cruel. She became a grim fixture in the group, a living reminder of the consequences of stepping out of line. Tabloids, however, were less forgiving, ranking her as the most disliked idol for years afterward. She became the last original member, a testament to her sheer endurance, and she publicly vowed to stop drinking until her graduation, using that goal as an anchor to pull herself out of the destructive cycle that had started it all. Her graduation in 2021 closed a tumultuous chapter, but her story was far from over. In the years since, Minegishi has meticulously rebuilt her life on her own terms, creating a narrative of redemption that stands in powerful contrast to her victimhood. She launched a successful YouTube channel, allowing fans to see her authentic, unfiltered self, amassing hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Then came the personal milestones that signaled a true rebirth: a happy marriage to YouTuber Tetsuya Oizu in 2022, complete with joyful, sun-drenched wedding photos that visually erase the memory of the grainy, sorrowful apology video. And most recently, in July 2024, the birth of her daughter, cementing her new role as a mother and propelling her into a completely different life. So what is next? Minegishi's journey forces us to look at the industry she left behind and ask if anything has truly changed. Has the system that demanded such a brutal physical sacrifice learned its lesson? Or does the machinery continue to grind, waiting for the next young woman to stumble? Minegishi's legacy is a complex one. She is both a cautionary tale of the industry's darkness and a powerful symbol of personal resilience. Her happy ending is a victory, but it is a victory that came at a cost few should ever have to pay, leaving us to wonder if the system itself will ever be held to account.